In the burning heat of Multan, where dust dances with the wind and dreams often die before they bloom, a young boy stood on a broken street, holding a cracked cricket bat and a fire inside him that nothing could extinguish. That boy would one day redefine courage, elegance, and fearless batting. His name was Wasim Hasan Raja, the man who played cricket as if he were painting storms on canvas. Born on 3 July 1952, in the ancient city of Multan, Wasim grew up surrounded by history, heat, and hustle. The lanes were tight, the playgrounds were rough, and the opportunities were few, but for Wasim, every narrow street was a stadium, and every rooftop a gallery. The Raja family breathed cricket, with several brothers, including the future. Test cricket at Wasim Raja competition was not a choice. It was a lifestyle. But even in that crowded environment, one boy stood apart. Wasim wasn't loud. He wasn't demanding, but he carried a spark, a dangerous, unpredictable spark that would later shock the entire cricketing world. He batted barefoot on burning cement floors, chasing tennis balls that bounced like fire. His feet would blister, but he refused to stop. He played not to impress, not to prove a point. He played because cricket was the only language his soul understood. Multan was harsh. Talent alone couldn't take you anywhere. Grounds were scarce, equipment was expensive, and recognition was rare. But Wasim Raja learned to survive the hard way. He practiced in tight streets. He bowled against walls. He played under the scorching 45-degree sun until sweat turned to salt on his skin. Coaches said he was too aggressive, too destructive, too wild. They wanted discipline. He wanted freedom. The freedom to express, to attack, to break patterns. There were days he felt misunderstood. Days he thought he wasn't built for the system. But every night he reminded himself the world doesn't recognize rebels until rebels change the world. And this young rebel from Multan was destined to shake cricket's foundation. His breakthrough didn't come from luck. It came from courage. At Government College Multan, Wasim's cricketing identity exploded into brilliance. Coaches began to see what others couldn't. A boy who wasn't afraid of pace. A batsman who stepped out against spin like he owned the pitch. A fielder who threw himself like a man who'd never learned fear. Crowds gathered, whispers became cheers. And soon, selectors took notice. A new storm was about to rise from Multan, a storm named Wasim Hasan Raja. Pakistan cricket in the 1970s was entering a new era, bold, hungry, unpredictable. But even in that era of giants, something extraordinary was about to arrive. A player who didn't just perform, he thrilled. That man was Wasim Hasan Raja. When he earned his call-up for the national team, many sighed he was too unorthodox. Some said he plays like he doesn't care. But the truth was simple. He cared more than anyone. But he refused to play like everyone. From the moment he entered the Pakistan dressing room, teammates sensed something different. He wasn't trying to be the next great player. He was trying to be the only Wasim Hasan Raja the world would ever know. When Wasim stepped onto the international field, he brought Multan's fire with him. He batted with a mixture of elegance and aggression that fans had never seen. He struck the ball not with violence, but with attitude, as if telling bowlers, "Come harder. I'm ready." He didn't wait for bowlers to settle. He attacked them before they could breathe. Against fast bowlers, his pull shot became a signature. Against spinners, his footwork was poetry. Commentators would say, Raja plays like he's dancing in a storm. But the storm wasn't outside. It was inside him. The world began to take notice in the midst, especially during the legendary 1976 Test series against the West Indies, the most fearsome bowling attack on earth. While other batsmen struggled, one man stood tall, not because he had the best technique, but because he had the biggest heart. Wasim Raja fought like a warrior. He hooked the West Indian quicks holding Roberts Daniel with a smile. When bouncers flew at his chest, he didn't duck. He stepped out. Crowds stewed. Commentators gasped. Opponents stared in disbelief. This wasn't bravery. This was something beyond bravery. This was defiance. And that series transformed him from a rising star into a fearless icon. Wasim Raja wasn't just a batsman. He was a mood, a phenomena, a cricketer who made fans hold their breath every time he walked in. Sometimes he scored big. Sometimes he fell early. But he never played safe, because safe cricket wasn't in his blood. And then came another twist. He wasn't only a batsman. He was a deadly left-arm leg spinner. A rare combination, dangerous and beautiful. In tight matches, captains tossed him the ball. He would spin webs around batsmen with that casual, effortless style that made crowds smile. On and off the field, Wasim was a character. Humorous, witty, free-spirited. The dressing room adored him. Fans followed him like a cult hero. He wasn't polished. He wasn't diplomatic. He was real. And that realness made him loved. Pakistan cricket had gained something it never had before. A fearless, artistic maverick who played the game for the thrill of it. And he was just getting started. By the late 1970s and early 80s, Wasim Hasan Raja had become something rare in world cricket. A player who couldn't be predicted, controlled, or ignored. Crowds didn't come to watch him score runs. They came to watch him live. Whenever he walked out, people leaned forward because they knew anything could happen. A dreamy cover drive, a wild slog, a hopeless ball turning into a heroic six, or a wicket taken with a lazy-looking delivery that suddenly spun like magic. Wasim Raja didn't perform cricket, he expressed it. Many wondered, where did this fearlessness come from? This madness, this elegant chaos? The answer was simple. He never played to save his place. He played to save his identity. I am not here to survive, he would say. I am here to attack. For him, cricket wasn't a career. It was rebellion, a way of telling the world, you can't define me. This attitude made him beloved and dangerous. Wasim Raja's bowling, though often overshadowed by his batting, was deadly. As a left-arm leg spinner, a rare and unpredictable breed, he brought deception with a smile. Captains used him as a secret weapon in crunch moments. And time after time, he delivered. He ended with more than 50 test wickets. Not bad for someone the world never even labeled a bowler. But it was his clutch spells that made him unforgettable. Matches where Pakistan seemed doomed. And suddenly Raja, with that carefree run-up and lazy wrist, produced magic. One moment, the team was losing. The next moment, Wasim Raja had turned the game on its head. Teammates adored him because he was unpredictable even in life. One moment, he'd be serious. The next, cracking a joke. He didn't care about fame. He didn't chase headlines. He didn't pretend to be perfect. He was human, beautifully human, with flaws, fire, and freedom. Young cricketers who shared dressing rooms with him often said, Raja taught us to love the game, not fear it. He played barefoot in the nets sometimes, fielded like a flying bird, and lived like someone who refused to be trapped by expectations. Later, Raja played county cricket in England, especially for Surrey, and something amazing happened. English crowds, who usually admired discipline, technique, and structure, fell in love with this wild, unpredictable artist from Multan. He entertained them, surprised them, electrified them. His game fit the English county scene in the most unexpected way. He brought sunlight to grey skies. Fans wrote letters to newspapers saying, Raja plays the kind of cricket we wish we saw every day. His reputation grew, his legend expanded, and his identity, the fearless, poetic, rebel cricketer, became stronger than ever. As the 1980s moved forward, many players of Wasim Raja's era began fading into memory. But Raja, he became larger than life, not because of numbers, not because of trophies, but because of the way he made cricket feel. Even years after his retirement, commentators, former teammates, and even young cricketers who never met him would talk about the Wasim Raja aura. It was that rare combination of elegance and rebellion. A man who could dominate without raising his voice, who could inspire without trying, who could lead without demanding authority. After retiring, Raja moved into coaching and teaching. For most cricketers, the end of their career feels like a silent fall. But Raja simply shifted his light to new places. He coached Pakistan's under-19 team, shaping future stars with the same flamboyance and fearlessness he once showed on the field. Later, he moved to England, working as a coach and as an educator, teaching not just cricket, but discipline, sportsmanship, and self-belief. But destiny had written a strange ending for him. On a quiet summer day in 2006, in the fields of Surrey, England, Wasim Raja collapsed while playing the game he loved the most, cricket. A heart attack ended his life instantly. He left the world at just 54. Yet, in a poetic way, it was the ending he would have chosen. On a cricket field, with a bat in his hand, doing what defined every chapter of his existence. When the news reached Pakistan, the mourning was deep and personal. For older fans, it felt like losing a memory of Pakistan's golden cricket era. For younger fans, it felt like a legend had suddenly become real, only to vanish again. And for those who knew him, teammates like Imran Khan, Javed Miandad, and Zahir Abbas, it felt like losing a brother. But legends don't die. Not really. They turn into lessons, into emotions, into inspiration. Wasim Hasan Raja's legacy is simple but eternal. Play with heart, live with passion, fear no one, bow to no one. In every Pakistani kid who picks up a bat with confidence, in every cricketer who refuses to get intimidated, in every fan who loves beauty in stroke play, there is a piece of Raja's soul. His story reminds us, greatness is not always about centuries or records. Greatness is personality. Greatness is courage. Greatness is style. And Wasim Raja had all three in unstoppable abundance. He lived like a rock star. He played like a warrior. And he left like a legend. His name still echoes through Pakistan's cricket history, a reminder that sometimes one man with one bat, playing with pure freedom, can inspire generations